Hey, what is going on, Twintendo Nation? Hope you're having an awesome day. Welcome to my second Pokemon Sword and Shield video. My first one, which went live around an hour ago, that was why the Galar region, which is Pokemon Sword and Shield setting, is based off the UK. Now, it is kind of obvious, but because it hasn't been confirmed by anyone at Nintendo or Pokemon, I thought I'd make a little theory and explain to you some of the landmarks you see in the trailer and what they're actually based off in real life. Now, for a lot of people who don't live in England or haven't really been or seen much of it, it wasn't that obvious, but for me, someone who has obviously lived in England his entire life, straight away I just knew it was the England region. So I just wanted to let people know why the Galar region is based on England or the UK. And a quick update on that video, actually, I just want to mention that I thought the industrial city, which we'll see later on in this trailer, was London. I've only just looked at the map now. I haven't really had a chance to look at it because I've been so busy trying to get these videos out that I realised London is at the top of the map where I thought Scotland would be, because you can see Big Ben, you can see the London Eye, which is a big wheel, and you can also see a big building which I'm assuming is based off the Shard. So London is at the top, which is kind of interesting. Normally you pass through the big city halfway through your journey like Lumiose or Castelia City, but it looks like we'll be going to the big city London at the end, which is a nice change of pace. But I just wanted to update you guys, say look, I got that wrong. I'll hold up my hands and say, you know, I got it wrong, and we'll just move on from that. But anyway, if you're looking forward to today's trailer breakdown video and you do enjoy it, make sure to hit the like button down below, and if you want to stay up to date with everything Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well, because you're in the right place. And without further ado, guys, let's just start this trailer breakdown video. So firstly, we see Route 1 as the camera pans over the hill, which is, you know, kind of obvious. You got the sign on the left hand side with the number 1 on it. That is Route 1. And we also see bird Pokemon in the sky, so at least we can say flying type Pokemon are confirmed for this region. In the village or town at the right, we can also see a building with a Pokeball on it. I'm not sure what this building is actually. Is it the lab, or is it like a rustic Pokemon Center? I have no idea, so let me know in the comments what you think it is, because I just couldn't think of an idea for this one. Maybe it is the lab, maybe it is a Pokemon Center, but it could be something else entirely. Next we can see a fletchling weather vane, which gives charm to the country village. I really like this. We can also see some straw in the chimney, which might suggest bird Pokemon are nesting there, and this is just great attention to detail so far. Next up is what seems to be a different town, and further on we can see quite a few things in this shot. So first of all, we can see a grass type gym. By the looks of it, I'm pretty sure that is a gym. A Pokemon Center on the right hand side, and ancient rocks with carvings in them. And you'll see these pop up quite a bit in the Galar region, so at least what I've seen from the trailer, they do seem to pop up quite a bit. So I feel like there might be some importance with these rocks at some point. Now next we get to see a look at your trainer's house, which looks stunning. I love the detail on this, the ivy, the flowers, and just, oh, it just looks great. From someone who grew up in the country, they've just got it perfect, absolutely perfect. So I love that. We also get a look at our male and female trainer defaults. I have no idea if there is customization in this game, but I'd be very surprised if there wasn't, after, you know, having it in Generation 6 and Generation 7. It seems to be kind of a staple thing. I'd be very surprised if that's taken away, but I actually do like the default characters quite a bit. Definitely quite interesting in my opinion. I like the designs a lot, and there's also something interesting to mention about the female trainer's design. It's because her hat looks very similar to a Scottish tartan hat, which is called Tam O'Shanter. That's the actual name of it. I've never heard of that before. I've seen the hats before, I just didn't know that was its name. And I'll just put a picture of like a woman's tam hat is what they're called, that I found on the internet. It looks pretty much the same, so that's again more evidence that it is in the UK for all those denial people out there, if there are any. But following that, we see a building by a lake, which I assume it's got to be the trainer school. There's always a trainer school near the start of the game, and because it's got like a Pokemon field on it, or like a battling field, it just has to be the trainer school for me. Could be something else, but I'm pretty certain that will be the trainer school. Now next is an area we don't see much of in the trailer actually, and this is a Foggy Forest, which looks like it could be hiding a secret or two, and that fog looks very interesting indeed. Now after that, we get a look at our first big city, which could be based off Manchester or Sheffield. I'm thinking it is Sheffield because of its industrial past. I mean, obviously Manchester has that, but Sheffield is really famous for its steel making, for all its factories, so I'm going to say it's Sheffield. And the city looks, as I said, very industrial. We've got trains going through it, and behind the train bridge you can see a gear with steam coming out, which again suggests there is some industrial elements in there, like the Industrial Revolution. And after that, we're back to the grass gym, and we can see a new gym logo, which honestly, I'm not a big fan of this gym logo. It's not that important, obviously, it's just compared to the old gym logos of past, like I think it was 5th gen that added I think it was the current gym logo. But anyway, as I was saying earlier, it's really not that important. Now, following that is a female trainer going through the industrial city, and we see some advertising for Pokemon food, which I think is a first actually. And again, this just adds charm to the game. You can see it's made up of quite a few berries. I can't really remember the names of these berries, but again, I love the charm that this game is adding, great attention to detail. Now next after that is one of the trainers going through a snowy area. It's really bland, this kind of shot, like we really don't see anything around it, which is fine obviously, but we just don't see what is around that area. It's kind of hiding a few secrets or two again, I think, which is fine. I love that it's building hype. I think that was good that it didn't really show much, but for those people who love the snowy areas in Pokemon, at least we got a snowy area again. I'm really looking forward to traveling through there. Now, wild Pokemon battles do return. Thank the Lord for that. I mean, that was one of my main gripes of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and I think that was the same for a lot of people. But I'm sad that wild Pokemon roaming around, the wild from Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee doesn't return. I was kind of hoping for a bit of both. You can see wild Pokemon and you can run into grass to get these wild encounters. But it doesn't matter, at least we can battle wild Pokemon again, that's good. And after that, we can see the male Pokemon trainer throwing a Pokeball with a route sign in the background. Now, this signpost is styled very, very similar to how they do it in the UK. So our signposts normally have like white text and they have little white logos, I guess, for certain different landmarks. So that looks very, very similar, which is really, again, good attention to detail. Also interesting that there are sun lounges in the snowy area. Maybe seasons are coming back to Pokemon Sword and Shield from Generation 5. I really love the addition of seasons, how the region could change its weather, because obviously like time would advance, it'd be spring, summer, autumn, winter, and it would just look different. And I think this region looks so beautiful that it would be brilliant to see that happen again. Whether it does, I don't think so, but maybe it'll come back. And to no one's surprise, obviously trainer battles are back, which is great. And interestingly, next we see a desert area. It's kind of hard to see because Flygon's attacking that Bravery, but it definitely seems to be a desert-like area, which I've not really, like I said, I've not really looked at this map properly yet, the region map, which I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I didn't really see a desert area, but that is interesting that there is a desert area in this game. Now, following that is a Pokemon fighting area, and this has some very interesting little Easter eggs in it. Well, Easter egg, I say we got an Easter egg saved for later, but it looks something like out the anime, or at least the Pokemon League parts of the anime. I really, really do like this. In the background, before Lucario attacks Tyranitar, we can see the Game Freak logo in the back, which is a really nice little Easter egg. Obviously the font is changed to more like a Pokemon font, or their language. I really don't know if there's actually a translation for that, because you see the text pop up in different areas and buildings, and I just couldn't really decipher what it was saying for certain places. But that is Game Freak. And also above Tyranitar, this is very interesting, we can see a logo that is very, very similar to the Pokemon World Championships logo. So I wonder what Game Freak have planned for us here. Is there going to be some kind of in-event matches happening alongside the Pokemon World Championships? We'll have to see. Maybe it's just a little bit of a coincidence and adding a bit more detail to the arena, but I think that's a really, really cool feature. And also, how awesome is it that we see an audience watching our fight? Again, the attention to detail in this game has shot up massively from Pokemon X and Y and Pokemon Sun and Moon, and that's not that surprising, since the Nintendo Switch is so much more powerful than the Nintendo 3DS. But I just love that. I thought that was just worth mentioning. Now after that, we see our male trainer in a snowy city, and at the top right we can see flags of the Royal Crown and a castle, which might suggest this city has some importance to the royalty or the royal family. I'm assuming there's going to be a royal family in this game, there has to be. So yeah, maybe this is, again, I don't think this is London where the the royal palaces are, or some of the royal palaces are, but I don't know, it might have some link, like I said, to the royal family. Now next we see a very interesting area where the female trainer is inside a mine surrounded by glowing crystals. This place looks really mysterious and really, really cool, so I can't wait to travel down here. Kind of reminds me of where you find Zygarde in Pokemon X and Y, except it looks a lot nicer, so maybe there is a legendary Pokemon hiding in there somewhere. Now after that we see a thing called a hill figure. I can't really show what it's based off, this one, because it's not safe for work, which is weird, but I mentioned it in my previous video why the Galar region is based on the UK, and you see these hill figures in the south of England, and they're really, really, really old. And I was wondering if this Pokemon, or sorry, this hill figure was based off a legendary Pokemon in Pokemon Sword and Shield. It's going to be interesting to see if that is the case, because I don't think it will look like that. Obviously, it's kind of, these drawings are normally quite crude looking. But yeah, this again, I feel like this will definitely be resembling a certain Pokemon we haven't seen yet. Now following that is what I'm assuming is the lab where you get your first Pokemon, as there are books, microscopes and some important looking equipment. And finally we see the male trainer without his beanie on, and he seems to be in a football kit by the looks of it. And there's also a nice little Easter egg here, which is that his number is 227. So let me know if anyone knows why that is a little Easter egg, because before I tell you. But basically, it's just the date of today, or I guess you could say it's Pokemon's birthday as well, because obviously it is Pokemon Day today, and that is obviously 27th of February, which is a really cool thing. So this suggests to me that there is going to be some customization. I was actually thinking maybe this is something you have to wear when you battle, but maybe this is actually the first sign of trainer customization. You can, make your own football kit, different colors, different numbers on the back. But like I said, it might just be the clothes you have to wear when battling. I don't know. I think this might be the first look at customization, but we haven't seen that so far, so I'm only just guessing. But apart from that, guys, that is everything I found in today's trailer. Honestly, I love the look of Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think I like it already more than Pokemon Sun and Moon, and we've only just seen a little bit. I know that is kind of probably... I'm probably getting a bit overexcited, but Pokemon Sun and Moon was just not for me, and I really love this region so far. It looks beautiful. My only problem with it so far is that we've seen a lot of farmland and highlands. A lot of places look the same, so I'm hoping to see some different areas in the next trailer. But of course, that isn't a complaint, because I know they're just teasing us with what they've shown us so far, and there will definitely be different areas in this game. But guys, if you did enjoy this trailer breakdown video, as always, a like is super appreciated. It helps out the channel more than you will ever know. So click the like button if you did enjoy this video, and if you want to stay up to date with everything Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below to become a part of the Twintendo Nation. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you on the next video. Peace!